Good morning, my dear students. My name is Palaj বিশ্বাস, Assistant Professor, JIS College of Engineering, Department of Mechanical Engineering. And also, today is my first lecture of the subject of materials handling, and this is the subject called the ME 704C. And this paper is basically interdisciplinary subjects, and also this paper is read in our mechanical engineering students in the seventh semester. This will be paper code ME 704C, and also the civil engineering department, the civil engineering students read this subject in the sixth semester also. And today is the discuss the introduction to basic materials handling, and a few outlines is required during to the discussion of the basic materials handling. The first thing is consider the definitions of materials handling, and also benefits and limitations of materials handling, and including to this the classifications of materials handling to this lecture. You can see this will be starting from this the different type of materials is the handling procedures will be considered, and according to is the chalkouts, and also comes this consideration for this the transfer of materials handling proper way, and also the proper segmentations will be measured. And you can see the from this the left top corners, you can the on considerations also will be given that this will be movement of materials the proper way, that like your the different type of cartoons is prepared. The different type of cartoon is prepared on this way, that when the transfer of materials, that like your the on conveyor belt will be given, that like the on a table, and the during to this the on flat table it will be here, and during to this tables on conveyor belt also will be available, and during to this the conveyor belt, the your belt is the movement through this the two type of rollers will be given, that like the one is the driver rollers, and this end, and another will be transferred to this the another ends. And during to these systems you have to given some package will be stored placed on this table, and this table and also this belts will be movement the proper way, that like your the material is the transfer from this the required places. And also these considerations we can see your materials is the properly movement, there is the no difficulties is comes, and also there is the no damage also will be comes during to this the transfer of materials handlings. And also you can see the this packaging procedures will be completed, and after that this packaging will be completed, then this will be reaching to the loading and unloading places. And suppose a few cases we can see that during to these systems your industry also will be produce your the product, and also packaging, and also the storing systems will be packaging systems is the full completed, and again the during to record for the transfer of materials, that like your the on car, the industrial trucks vehicles will be consideration during to this the transfer from the industry to this the customer, that like your the sometimes you have to reaching to this the dealer places, and or the dealer homes, or the dealer shops also will be reaching to the materials through the different type of vehicles is the use through this the transfer of materials. And but these conditions we have to transfer from the through this conveyor belts, and also the less persons also will be required during to the transfer of materials to this the one will be putting this the storage, putting this the table, and another persons also will be take up to this the another end of this the table, and in between this places there is the no excess labor will be required during to this the transfer of materials. And another cases you can see through the top right corners, and this will be considerations also will be transfer this the liquid type of material, that like your different hydraulic fluids also will be transferred during to this the one place to this the another place. Then you have to those places you have to fluid will be refined, and after completion of this the refined fluids, and this will be transferred through this the different type of tanker, or the different tanker will be used, and during this tanker will be required for this the fast loading of this the tanker, how this tanker will be load proper way. And you can see that this will be different hydraulics systems will be inside of this industry. Then this systems your fluid or the hydraulics element, fluid will be transferred through this the different pipeline systems, and also this will be goes to this the your tanker is full fill up, and after that this tanker will be goes to, reaching to this the different required places, that like your the petroleum industries, that like your diesel or petrol will be transferred through this the different type of tanker is used. And this tanker is fill up through these systems. And again another thing is that your tanker is full fill up, and again and this tanker is reached to this the different diesel or the petrol pump, and also this petrol pump also will be fill up, and again this petrol will be delivered to the different type of car, and also different customers is reaching to this the petrol pump, and through this different type of pipeline systems also will be consideration according to this the transfer of petrol to reaching to this the customers. And similarly this will be transferred through the petrol petrol pumps, petrol refiner industries to this the tanker, and also tankers to this the petrol pump, and again this will be reaching to the customer. That this is the consideration according to this the hydraulic fluid transformation procedures. And another things you can see the from this the left bottom corners you have to consider that this will be on the conveyor systems also will be consideration during to this conveyor systems the different type of materials, and as like as your the raw materials, and the few cases you can see from this the your the finished products also will be transferred from this the one place to this the another place inside of your the industry. And a few cases you can see just like your the best production, as like as your the mass production systems you have to use during to your the this type of equipments, and you have to flexible manufacturing procedures also will be consideration according to the this type of type of materials also will be transferred from this the one station to the another station. Few cases the inside of this the automatic systems also will be consideration according to this the movement of materials. And another things is the right bottom corner you can see your the sheet metal type of materials will be movement to the proper way. Suppose your the sheet metal is the transfer from this the one place to the another place, then you have to require for this the first will be the bundle will be creating according to your the sheet metals, and then this will be transfer through this the different cart, and also the your industrial tracks vehicles. This like you have to transfer your the sheet metals proper way, and either your sheet metal is the not will be reaching to your the your company to your this the required places. And some cases suppose you know the workshop you can see the when the sheet metal shops will be given, then your the different type of sheets will be comes from this that like the bundle will be creating during to your the transfer of sheet metals. And another things also will be considered my students, because when you're the first year engineering graphics the different graphic sheets also will be transferred, that likes that likes you have to your sheets will be fold fast, and also this will be putting inside a containers, and again your containers will be transferred from your the home to college, against the college return to your homes, and also this will be considered according to your the transfer of sheet metal type of materials, and these procedures will be maintained. And materials handling the definition is considered the material is the movement, storage, and the control and planning of materials, goods, and the product through this the process of manufacturing, distribution process, including their the consumptions and also the disposals will be considered according to your the materials handling definitions. Basically your the not will be only the consideration, this will be the production will be done, and again this is the reaching to this the customers. And the few cases we have to consider your the different power plant industry, the excess or the disturbing materials also will be produced during to your the production of the different gases, and or the power generations will be there, then this explosive materials will be required for the proper way the disposal. And during our the coal is the consumption when your the power will be generated, then this will be consumption and disposal is the much more essential. And another things the material handling is the art and science of moving, storing, protecting, and the controlling of materials. This is the considers the different movements will be come here when the materials will be transferred from the one place to the another place according to the production industry. And sometimes you can see required for the storing, and suppose our college storage also will be available when the different materials will be comes the inside of college, then this is the considered according to the storing. And another things the materials handling is the movement and storage of materials at the lowest possible cost through the use of proper method and equipments is the considered according to your the materials movements. And another things you can see the materials handling is the art and science of conveying, evaluating the positioning, transporting, packaging, and storage of the materials. And basically, this will be considered the another definitions. This is the conveying of materials, and sometimes you have to record for this the elevating, and sometimes you have to record for this the positionings. The which positions you have to storage your materials, the which positions you have to use of your materials, and this will be consideration according to your the definition of this the materials handling. And sometimes you have seen that this will be considered according to the transportation of materials and the transporting, that like or the courier man is the courier man is the given your materials when you have to given an order to your the Flipkarts, and your Flipkarts persons also the materials will be pick up from the different shops, and again this type of materials will be disbursed to the customers. Then it's like you are the record for this the transportings, and this transportings is much more required for this the heavy severe procedures, and this the keep your products is the properly, not will be the disturbing, and also the displays, and also the not is the consideration your product will be damaged on these procedures. And during to the transporting of these materials you have to record for this the packaging, the you have to good packaging procedures will be done, then your materials is the properly transferred to your the customers, and also there is the no damage will be come inside of this in between of these two persons. And the storing of materials is the essential. You have to consider the materials handling is the function of moving the right materials to this the right place, and in the right times. Now this is the very much essential, because suppose you are the production industry, you have to require to this the treated materials, but now this treated materials will use just like you are the car industry. Then your you cannot be replaced with the non-treated materials with the replace of the treated materials, because your is essential for this the treated materials, but these treated materials will be considered according to this phenomenon, but not will be used to this the another type of materials. Then this is the consideration according to the right time to the right place in the right amount on and another things, the few places, suppose the different type of chemical industry, you can see the amount of chemicals will be the much more essential, and another things also will be the sequence of chemicals. Suppose the first will be given to this the one chemicals, but you have to disturb your the sequence, you have to putting your chemicals with the place to this the second on the first, then this will be difficulties arise, and also your whole chemical reactions will be the disturbance also will be considered. And for this will be considered according to your the right time in the right amount, and also right sequence will be considered according to your the materials transfer from this the one place to this another place, and another and in the right conditions also will be considered. Suppose the your cooling conditions you have to given your materials to this the transfer, but you have to given to your the heated conditions, but this is the difficulties is arise, the those persons also or the those people is used to this materials, and also this will be handled properly, but he cannot be handled the proper way, for this is the dangerous situations will be created during your the this type of materials. For this will be considered according to this the right time, right condition, and also the right sequence, and also the right place and right amounts, the all things also will be mandate for your the function of materials handling. And another things, the right amounts, right materials, right times, right condition, right place, right positions, right sequence, right cost, and also the right method. Basically the right cost also will be another important things, because you not will be putting to your the right cost according to your the production of according to your materials, like as your the materials handling cost, but this cost will be included in your the production of materials or the output products. Then this will be the difficulties according to your the systems, because your the production cost also will be high, then your the product cost also will be high in the competitive the another products. But this will be the concern according to your the right cost as like as your the right methodology method. You can say that this the essential requirements of the good materials handling systems may be summarized as: the one is the efficient and safe movement of materials to the desired place also will be required during period the safe movements. Basically you have to always the transfer your materials will be the proper way, that like your the this is your materials will be safe, either your materials not will be your materials not will be accept in your the customers, and for this will be essential for your the safe movement of materials to the desired places. Timely movements of these materials when the needed also the basically you can see the few industry also will be required, the materials will be to this the right places, because the different industry you can see in our that Kolkata, and that this is the not is the excess amount of place will be inside of the company, or this will be not will be capacity, or there is a mass more materials will be occupied to these places, then this will be the difficulties for you have to require for your the right times you have to the materials is the needed. And another thing is the supply of materials at the desired rate also will be considered. And another thing, the storing of materials utilizing minimum space also will be considered according to this the storing of materials. And another things also will be considered according to this the low cost solution of materials handling activities also is essential during toward the transfer of materials, because the cost is the mass more essential fact, because the all things will be depends on this the cost. Because your the product will be survive your markets or not, this will be depend on this the cost, because the few cases we can see the higher cost is the not acceptance of your the customers. For this will be considered the lowest cost of solution to the materials handling activities is the essential. And you can see the importance of materials handling, the basically the a good materials handling systems may have the following benefits will be here. The basically the reduce cost by the utilizing space to better advantage will be considered. Basically you have to reduce this the cost, then this will be the um, uh, much more advantage will be given. Basically your cost is the reduced, then your the production cost also will be the low, and also your the production cost also will be low, then you have to the product output, that like your the marketing you have to reach your product with the least cost. That means that you have to benefited most, and also the similar type of product will be not is the stay in this the competition of your product, then this will be depends on the reduced cost by this the utilizing the space to better advantage. Basically the less space is used, suppose the few cases we can see in our the inventory will be required the more inventory, then your the more cost also will be considered according to your the product cost. Then you have to use to this the less places, less space, that like your the less type of inventory you have to consider, that is the your inventory cost is the less, and this will be help to your the production cost also will be low. And another thing, the increasing productivity, and sometimes you have to say your the reduce the cost, that like your the productivity also will be increases, because your product cost also will be low, then your product will be reached to this the market is the least cost, then this product will be acceptability much more higher in your the customers. For your the customer acceptance also will be higher, then your the product will be very easily consumed required with the competition of the another same type of products, and this product will be easily accessible to this your the customers, and your the customers will be access, and the customer is the consumer of the product, then you have to require for the increasing your productivity, and also you have to very easily increase your productivity, and also this product will be reaching to your the markets, and also this will be the consumer markets. This is the very easily your the product also will be your company will be benefited, and also the production cost the product activity also will be increases. And another thing is the making a few number of effective movements will be considered. And another thing is the reduce waste by the eliminating damage to materials during the handling process, the maintaining proper control over the in and out of stock handling process also will be considered according to the reduce waste materials. The because the you have to the waste materials will be the reduce, then this will be the your production cost also will be reduced, because the waste product, and also this will be goes to your the destroyed of your products. And for this the your any type of destruction not this will be added to this the good type of products, those who have to produce to your the company, this is the extra cost also will be added to this the best type of products during toward the waste type of products. And also for this will be considered according to the zero defect considerations will be come during toward the movement of materials properly, that like this is the importance of the reduce waste by. And another things you can see the improve the working condition by providing safer working conditions also will be considered according to the importance of the materials handlings. And another thing, the reducing of the worker fatigue also will be comes during toward the movement of materials. And another things you can see here, the improve the efficiency of the plant by the providing a better organizations of storage facilities will be come during to these systems. And you can see that this is the on you can see here that this is the on industry, and also the different type of packaging procedures will be done during to this the systems. And you can see that this figure to this the top left corners, this is the different type of people will be involving during to this the packaging procedures. And after completing this the different type of package, and this package will be transferred through this the different the skid systems also will be here. And the first the different type of carton will be fully packaged, and also this will be put on this the on skids. And these skids will be completed during to this the right top corners. And these people will be the stacking the one by one, and also the during to this the stacking will be done, then this will be transferred through the during the skids. And also this will be transferred from this the one place to this the another place. And another person also will be here, that during to this the left bottom corners, these people will be uploading this materials, that like your the this is the take from this skids, and also this will be stacking from this the one by one. And during to this the right bottom corner, these people you can see that during to this the production procedures will be done. And also the packaging procedures will be completed during to this the right bottom corners people you can see here. And this will be the another for pictures also will be seen, that like your the top left corners, you can see the different type of waste materials you have to place on these places. And also this will be occupied the on places. And during to this the occupied of these places, the excess space will be required during to your the storing of this type of materials. And for this the this will be required for this the proper disposal. And during to this disposal, and a few things of this materials, and also this is the used for this the further used also. And another things will be considered the during the recyclation also will be here. And during toward the this damaged type of materials. And another things you can see during to this the right top corners, the one waste type of materials we have to consider according to your the occupy these places. And also this will be required for this the proper disposal. And either this type of equipment, this type of materials is the occupied your space, and not you have to another the essential materials will be not will be placed on that places. This will be difficulty this comes during to the storage procedures. And another things you can see that during to this the left bottom corners, you can see the one JCB that lays the on your materials, that like your different type of locks will be considered the loading unloadings. And the loading places you have to consider the during to your the storage. And these places you have to movement of this. And another things you can see during to your the right bottom corner, that means the different type of materials will be placed on to this the skids, and one by one. And this will be required for this the transfer from this the one place to this the another place. And also you have to occupy this space, and the small space also will be occupied. And this will be considered according to this the different according to your the different places. And this is the different movement will be come. And according to your the right sequence, you have to consider. And limitations of materials handling. Suppose you have to consider according to your the few limitations will be considered, that like the additional capital cost involved the any materials handling systems also will be considered according to your the limitations of materials handling. Basically you have a few cases we can see your the materials handling, the few containers also will be required. And also your the containers will be transferred from this one industry to this the another industry. Sometimes you have to record for this the transfer to this the transfer transferred to the industry, and also this the empty type of container will be replaced to this the company, then this is the additional cost also will be added to this your the materials handling procedures or the systems, and this will be considered according to your the limitations of materials handling. And another things you can see, the once a materials handling systems implemented, flexibility for further change get the greatly reduced also will be considered according to your the limitations. And another things, the with an integrated materials handling systems, the field stoppage in any portion of it leads to downtimes of this the production systems, and also this will be installed the and also this will be increased also will be consideration the during toward the limitation of this materials handling procedures. And another things, the materials handling systems need the maintenance, hence any additions of materials handling means the additional maintenance facilities are cost also will be included during toward the materials handling procedures, and this will be the limitation. And another things, the unit handling procedures will be included during toward the materials handling procedures. The in manufacturing operations, it covers the handling of formed materials in the initial, intermediates, and the final stage of manufacturing also will be considered according toward the unit handling. Basically, the you have to consider your the material is fully transferred, just like your the initial stage to this the final stage. And a few cases we have to require for the one stoppage, that like your the in between of this the first person to the your the final persons also will be here, and this is the intermediate stoppage also will be required. During toward the intermediate stoppage will be reduced, then you have to consider your the transportation cost also will be reduced. And a few cases you have to require for the intermediate stage and of this manufacturing. And also the it involves handling of unit loads ranging from pins to locomotives also will be considered according to these systems. And the first will be given that like your the pallets and also the different cartons also will be placed, and second is the cartons and also that this will be that on locomotives is the considered according to your the unit load systems. And another things is there, the classification of materials. The classifications refer to the systematic divisions, the grouping of categorizations of materials or store items with the reference to some common characteristics also will be considered according to our the classifications of materials. And another things you can see, the classification of materials can be made on different base, namely the nature, and the few cases will be manufacturing process, the value purpose also will be considered according to your the classification of materials and materials. And another things you can see, the for identifications of materials being purchased and stored, it is necessary that they should be properly classified also. The properly classified, the storage in charge should make a close study of materials during the process of storage for the purpose of their the safety custody, safe custody also will be required. That means your the safe custody, that means your the materials will be properly classification, that is your the properly storage, and also the safe conditions will be given here. And another things is that the meticulous handling and the storing procedures will be considered, and the protection from damage, fire, and the pilferage, spoilage, etc. also will be considered according to your the protection from the different type of damages come here. And the broad classifications according to the materials, the basically this will be depend on the nature of your the materials, and a few cases we have to classify it according to what is the uses of materials, and a few cases we have to classify the service can be done the different cases, and the following, and also the different classes will be given, that like your the raw materials according to your the depends on this the raw materials, the which type of materials will be considered according to this is the considered according to your the raw materials. And the few cases will be considered according to this the consumable storage, the this materials will be consumable or the non-consumable. Basically suppose your the electrode will be considered according to your the consumable store materials will be there, this will be required for the storage. And machinery and plants also will be considered the this will be classification according to the which one will be the machinery parts, and also the plant and equipment also will be considered the factory and office, the inflammable storage, the chemical, furniture and fixtures, and scrap materials also will be considered according to or this type of classification. And another thing is the packaging materials, and the few cases will be required for this materials is the considered when you have to packaging will be done during to this type of materials will be considered according to your the packaging materials. And this packaging materials will be considered the different type of packaging will be done, that like your the mango, the different type of fruits, powdered the fruits, that like your vegetables, and your the different type of equipments, and sometimes you have to the your different type of machinery parts also will be required for your the package. Then you have to given some support systems, and this is considered the packaging materials, and this will be classified. And another thing is the general storage type of materials will be classified. And another things you can see the classification and codification of bulk materials. The based on lump size, a different type of lump of your particles then will be classified according to your the lump size, and also the flow ability, also the abrasiveness, and also abrasiveness also will be considered according to your the different type of materials can be classified according to your the codifications. And various other characteristics have been specified by the BSI specification number, that is the 8730 to the 1997 is considered. And another thing is the objective of materials handling will be comes here. The materials handling involves the movement of materials manually or mechanically. It bases or on items at times within the plant, and the movements may be horizontal, vertical, or the combinations of the horizontal and verticals. And another thing is the overall objectives of materials handling is to reduce the production cost. The general objects can be subdivided into more specific goals, such as that to increase the equipments and space utilization process, and that to reduce cost, the increase capacity, to improve the working conditions, and to improve the customer services considered according to this. And another thing is the functions of materials handling. The different functions is considered according to your the materials handling. The basic function of materials handling is to choose the most appropriate materials handling equipment which is safe and can fulfill materials handling requires is that it at the minimum possible overall cost, and to choose the production machinery and assist in plant layouts, so and the eliminates as far as possible the need of materials handling. In general, the functions of good materials handling systems include the using the principles of centralizations, unit loads, or centralizations aims at movement of some optimum number of pieces in one unit. The safe, standards, efficient, effective, appropriate, flexible, and proper size materials handling equipment should be selected. And to employ materials mechanical aids in place of manual labor in order to speed up the materials movements, also the minimize the movement involved in production operations also will be considered according to this the function of this. And another things, the change in sequence of production operations may be suggested in order to minimize backtracking and duplicates. Handling procedures will be there. Handling equipments arrangements should minimize distance moved by products, and at the same time handling equipment should not interface with the production lines. To minimize the distance moved by the adapting shortest routes also will be here. To design the containers, package, drums, etc. to economize handlings and to reduce damage to the materials in transit. And another thing is here to utilize gravity for assisting materials movement. Whatsoever the another thing is the possible. And another thing is the materials handling equipment should periodically be restored or to check off the repair and maintenance also will be considered is here. And next classes we can discuss during toward the materials principles. And thank you students.